A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. My dear student, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, now we come for our objective number 4 for your assignments, which is analysis of variances or Anova. As I mentioned very early in our lectures, in the first week of our lectures, I did mention about the type of Anova. So then we have Anova, analysis of variances, then we have Manova, multi-analysis of variances, Ankova, analysis of covariances, and then we have Mankova, which is multi-analysis of covariances. These are all involve either 2 variables or more. Speaking of variables, again we have to really look at the type of measurement for each variable. So in this case, Anova, analysis of variances will involve 2 variables, not more than 2, because more than 2 we should use Ankova, analysis of covariances. So we have 2. The first one, the first category of variable is nominal, or categorical data, and this nominal should comprise of more than 2 answers. If we talk about genders, we have male and female, only 2. But variable for Anova should comprise of more than 2 answers, like education, where we have certificate, diploma, or degree, master level, PhD, and so on. So these are called nominal, but has more than 2 answers. So whenever we deal with more than 2 answers, we should use Anova. So the first variable is nominal data, and the second one is scale or ratio data, which is quite similar with independent sample t-test, but not to be confused. We rely on these the numbers of answers for the nominal data. Okay, let's look at the data at this SPSS. Let's see how we can work out on this Anova for the findings. Okay, let's go. Alhamdulillah, now we're going to do our Anova, analysis of variances. As I mentioned just now, we need to have 2 variables. The first one is the nominal data, which comprise of more than 2 answers. So in this case, we have A3. Yeah, see the answers. There are 14 answers for this category. For the subjects. In this case, the subjects. But in your case, you may look at education level. It depends on your objective. Your objective for Anova, differences level of negotiation based on number of cases. So you have to look at your questionnaire, which numbers actually refer to this number of cases, and then the level of negotiation approach, which section that measures level of negotiation approach. So go back to that SPSS data. Now we have identified which one is your variables. But in this case, in my data, we have A3, and then you need to compute the score for level of negotiation. Again, if you look at this list of objective, independent sample t-test, you will look at this face-to-face communication level, where in independent sample t-test you will compute the score for face-to-face. But in this Anova analysis, you have to do the same process, computing the score for negotiation approach as well. So there will be 2, the score for face-to-face and score of negotiation. You repeat the same thing as I mentioned in independent sample t-test. You go to transform and then compute variable. So you have to give different name for your score of negotiation, and then you bring in all those items measuring negotiation approach. So example, in my data, I will include from B1 to B9. This is ample only, but in your case you have to follow items that measuring negotiation approach. Now bring B1 into the brackets, click plus, and then B2, yeah, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B8, and B9. Yeah, so make sure you have all the items measuring negotiation approach without fail. Yeah, otherwise your data will not be concrete, will not be valid. Then click OK. Then you have that results of computing score. It mentions here how many items you have made for the computing process. Now we already have the variable, the A3, and then the score. Go to, now we will analyze. Click on analyze, click on compare means. You will see Anova at the end of the list. Click Anova. Yeah, there in independent sample t-test you have only two factors only, but here you don't have to decide how many factors. Just click A3 and then bring A3 into the factor box, and then the score that you made just now into dependent list. For contrast, click 0.05. Yeah, add. Yeah. Okay, wait. Degree linear. How? Okay, remove. Then leave it 0, because if you touch on this, it will change this one, the coefficient level. It's okay. Click continue. Then post hoc. Click on turkeys. Make sure you click on this turkeys. Turkeys is purposely planned for Anova. I see here we have significant level already, 0.05. Click continue. Yeah. And then click for options. What do we have here? Oh, it's okay. You can either click on descriptive, and then it's okay. Just on descriptive, continue, and then click OK. We are, because in my data we have more than like what 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 categories. So in your case you will have less for education level, for example. So here in your case you will have our number of cases. Yeah, okay. So now we go back to your data. You have descriptives, and then we have Anova. It's okay. What we are going to do this with these findings? Then I suggest you to go to the website. Yeah, you click on reporting Anova, and then choose this one. Yeah, choose this one from this website. Click on that link. Okay, so we have oh, I'm sorry, not this one. This it should go to, wait, just now where we are. Is this one? Wait. Oh yes. So look at this website. This is one way Anova statistic. Okay. Descriptive table. Yes, you have this one. So make sure you have this one, descriptive. Then what else do we need? The Anova. Check on your data. Yes, you have the table. So the next one, what should we do? How to report? Oh, sorry, the multiple comparison. Do we have here this one? So we don't have, because why? You can see here post hoc tests are not performed because at least one group has fewer than 2 cases. So in this case, we void the table. So what should we do? You go to next one. Yeah. How to report on Anova. Okay, so reporting, you should write this one exactly like this one. There was a statistically significant or insignificant, depends on your P. Yeah, so where do you get the P? You will learn from this website. Where do you get this P? Here we have 0.021, which is less than 0.05. So in this case, that's why there is significant difference. Yeah, because it's less than 0.05. So you should write by the either significant or insignificant difference between groups as determined by one way. You learn from this website. Where do they get to the values 2 and 27? 2 is actually from different degree of freedom, and 27 is within groups. And then here we have 4.467 is the F value. Yeah, this one. Yeah, you can see F. Just as copy exactly as what we have in the website to match it with your data. The Atioki post hoc test revealed that the time to complete the problem was significantly lower after taking the. So if you don't have this one, if you have this multiple comparison table, then you can report on this. But if you don't, due to, like in my case, because at least one group has fewer than 2 cases, so you can void. You can just report this one. Else, if you have this one, you must report this one. So you learn from this website how to write this one and replace to your case. In this case is negotiation level and number of cases. So inshallah, I believe that you can just follow exactly what the website has told us, in order for us to learn, not to copy and paste, but to learn, replace those things. Groups, what we have with number of cases, and then we have a negotiation level. So inshallah, with that, please submit these words, and before you come up with the report, you please have this copy the table from the SPSS to your Microsoft Word. There's 2 items. The first one is the findings from the SPSS, the table from the SPSS, and the second one is the report. Only 2 things. You miss one of them, you will lose marks. That's very simple instructions. So hopefully you can have this submission by the day that I have given you. So inshallah. Alhamdulillah, we have done on Anova. I hope you can follow all the directions or all the clues that I have given on SPSS. Please make sure that your SPSS works efficiently, and every time you key in your data, save your data. You have the icon diskette blue color. Whenever that blue color appears, means you have to save your data. So whenever you do any changes, please save your data before you lose the data. And remember, the data you are going to use is the same one as we had in our first assignment. So Anova assignment should use the same data for the 50%, the dummy data. Okay, so that's all for now, and please make sure that you submit your Anova assignments on 15th of December 2018. Remember, this is our that particular week is the 13th week before we go for your final exam. So make sure you submit punctual, so I can have the marking process on time. So with that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.